All right, everybody, welcome back to the first week of deer camp here at Five Star Outfitters.
Well, deer
right?
season opened yesterday.
Yeah, deer
so,
season
yeah,
opened. It is
yeah.
September the 28th, right? Yesterday was the 27th.
Yesterday was the 27th.
Yep, and you have some of your first customers into camp, right?
This is basically we just want to do like a deer camp type podcast and meet some of the
customers
and hell
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Rusty, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Kind of give a little maybe background, how you met Joel. I mean, you can kind of tell us anything and everything about yourself.
You're opening a can of worms when you ask Rusty to talk. Let me tell you.
We're not going to get into too much, but my name's Rusty Vi, from West Tennessee, about an hour and a half north of Memphis. Really don't even associate with Memphis. That's kind of a foreign country. But
Where the National Guard's rolling into now.
correct.
Is that really happening?
I
think
as
it
far
is,
as I
isn't
know.
it? Yeah.
As far as I know, but I don't go there unless I'm kitted out. Got my plates on and at least three.
Is it
three different
okay
weapons.
or is it bad or can it be bad parts of?
There are safer places in Fallujah to have a flat tire than there is in Memphis, Tennessee.
Really?
No
That
kidding.
bad.
That bad?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
I've heard that. I've heard that it was bad.
It's not going to be much different than Cincinnati.
Probably not. No. Or Chicago.
Or it's definitely Chicago.
Yeah.
Definitely Chicago. I own what's called Island 34, but I've been hunting with Joel for, I think this is my 16th year.
16 years?
16 years.
And I always forget how people first, like, how did you end up coming here?
One of the first, you probably remember it, but you used Bass Pro Shops 1 year.
I did.
And I was looking for a place to bow hunt, and I called them. I had booked a couple of hunts with them in Saskatchewan for my mother and myself. My mother's the one who taught me how to hunt. That's a whole another story. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. She's pretty cool. So I called them, and I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for Illinois, Ohio, wherever." Place to bow hunt. Wanted a good place to bow hunt, and all my kids were real young then. Kind of just about 1 week a year, get away, that type thing. And they sent me your way. Said we got a guy who hunts around some urban metropolitan areas, but came up here and believe it was 2010.
So what do you mean
2010
through Bass Pro?
So
I said Bass Pro. They're Bass Pro now, but it was it's Cabela's.
Oh, Cabela's.
Cabela's had that outfitting. I think they still have it. Outfitting adventures or something.
Like tag or not tags, but
it's similar to tags.
Yeah,
it was right.
Yeah.
Tags was with them.
So there was a person back in the beginning or whatever, and they were looking for a good place for people to hunt in Ohio, and they contacted me. And so back in the day, I think I did some stuff with Cabela's.
Okay, so they kind of have their own little like a guy that manages, kind of try to find outfitters and hunters are looking, and they kind of are the travel agent for hunting.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
They took a cut, but it was they would introduce me to people like Joel, where Joel wasn't big on wasn't any social media at the time.
Correct. I really didn't advertise or anything.
Yeah, no. Exactly. And there was no way for me to find out. So that's why I contacted them. I'm like, who better than Cabela's to...
But the thing, like people that hunt with me that came from Cabela's and stuff, it's kind of a one and done thing for Cabela's.
Yeah.
Once the person, then they just go directly to the person. But
So does Cabela's or Bass Pro or any of those guys, they still do that, you think?
I'm 90% sure they still have that business.
Okay.
Pretty sure they do.
And some people, continue to use them and hunt all over. It's just once I established a relationship with Joel, I just kept coming back. It didn't necessarily have to go through them. I just needed to find that person.
Yeah. Yep.
And,
they even came up as his family and his kids, and we all went to Great Wolf Lodge. And
nice.
Yeah, water park.
Yeah, water park and stuff. And
dude,
How long ago has that been?
That was 2011 when we
the kids were little.
Yeah,
little.
Great Wolf Lodge, is that still?
He was just born.
Yeah, he was just born. That's right.
When I came up here that September, he was born September 2nd.
Yep.
And he's now 14.
And Rusty coming up here and hunting would kind of be based on the youth season and stuff in Tennessee, correct? Because sometimes there would be an opener or something, and you would want to take your kids, and you would come later in the year.
We're real close, but to our opener, like this, I'd say 70% of the time our bow season opener is the same as yours.
So how is it, though, in Tennessee, you see people hunting like September 1?
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw velvet.
What is that?
I saw velvet.
We have a velvet hunt. But that's not always been the case. We maybe had that 5 years. Y'all forgive me in Tennessee if I don't get that right. But I'd say velvet hunt's been in effect somewhere around 5 years.
And it's for everybody, or is it just urban areas or something?
No, it's all state. It's for everybody. It's a 3-day hunt, a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. The last weekend in August.
Wow.
Some deer probably die on them dates, don't they? I mean,
it's bow only.
Bow only.
Now during we had some CWD issues, and if you were in a CWD area there for several years, you could hunt with a rifle during that time. And yes, I'm sure some big deer died.
Wow. And so, I mean, I'm not familiar. I saw some pictures of some nice big. I mean, can you compare Tennessee versus Ohio? I know it's probably.
He's got some freaking giants. He gets some good
Tennessee
deer.
has some great deer. Don't get me wrong. And if you took our, top 10 and compared it to a lot of states, I mean, we'd be right there. But
really?
we do not have the age classification that you guys have. We have numbers, vast amount of numbers, and back when I used to study this and look at it all the time, it was somewhere around 1 million deer, 800,000 to 1 million deer in Tennessee. It's not really odd to hunt somewhere along the Tennessee River and have over 100 deer per square mile.
Wow. What does anybody know the number for Ohio, Chris? For how many deer are in Ohio?
It's not that.
I know they try to. The goal is to kill a certain percentage every year, correct?
Right.
Be it 50% or take out a third of the herd or half the herd or whatever. I mean, they try to.
Yeah, you looking it up?
We had unlimited doe harvest. I mean, it's just a lot like Alabama. Like we killed
unlimited,
pretty much. I mean, we kill 3 a day.
Wow.
In the majority of the state. Now, Smoky Mountains, which is not great whitetail habitat, they're not as loose up there. But middle and west Tennessee, absolutely.
Wow, that's wild.
Wow.
And I mean, how long's like you guys have a bow season? You have a rifle season? I mean,
it's actually shorter than yours. And if there's any, commissioners out there that want to change this, I'm all for it. But we end pretty much in January.
That's right.
I think there's some kids only hunts again, and juvenile hunts in like the second weekend of January or something along those lines. But I would like to see it run through February. Now, it just clashes with game wardens. I mean, with the duck season and the game wardens, there's only so many to go around, and they can't really do the way I understand it. The way I've been told is it's really hard to police both deer and duck simultaneously. But I'm like, well, you do it in December, so
right.
Why not just extend it out a little bit? But because there's no reason. We have too many deer, no question. I can't kill enough myself
to manage your own piece of property and everything.
Correct. We have Hunters for the Hungry and programs along those lines, and those are very beneficial, and that's through Tennessee Wildlife Federation, and those guys do a great job. But with the CWD that we have in the area, you have that fright factor that people have with it, and it's definitely not as many people butchering anymore. It's hard to make money, and the
it's coming
funds
around here
through
too.
TWA and through the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, they they do pay these guys for the hunters for the hungry, but it's not uncommon for, I'd say, late gun season or just the second week in December for them to stop taking anything along those lines. And that's actually when I want to do the majority of my harvesting. Because so I'm hunting a big deer, I'm not going to shoot a doe first. And so, or if I do, I'm going to get out of the way early bow season. But, I mean, it's going to be close to 90 today or 88. And
who wants to go shoot a doe?
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, you got trust me, trying to skin a deer and drag out does and at 90 degrees and get them in some type of cooler, and it's pretty much pain.
Now, so how many bucks are you guys allowed to take down in Tennessee?
We are allowed $2.
$2.
There is a bonus tag if you shoot one in a CWD, or if it has CWD.
So do you have to have every deer tested that you shoot?
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. Majority of them wouldn't, but again, we just have a small population of that problem. It really centered out of a few counties and kind of spread out to where you have a little bit, but I know the science behind it. I have a degree in wildlife and fisheries from University of Tennessee at Knoxville, but I'm not up to speed like these guys are, but I know it has the potential to have devastating effects on the deer herd. We don't have that age class where it's effectiveness, because it can kind of lay, if you correct me if I'm wrong, for a couple of years.
I mean, they say they can about die of old age before it kills them.
Exactly.
I mean,
and we'll let no less than 10 to 15 just on some moderate sized properties that we have of 3.5-year-old class deer. We'll pass on those 3.5-year-old deer. Man, we might have 10 to 15% make it to the next year. And some of it is they're getting shot on the neighboring property and things like that. We're still
dang it. So it's hard to save them.
It's hard to save them, man.
Yeah. So because the
island's pretty good, but I'm on the island. So.
Yeah.
Have them tell about the island.
So Island 34.
Island 34, yes.
In Mississippi, right?
No, it's in Tennessee.
Oh, it's in Tennessee. I'm sorry.
So it's in Tennessee by the state line drawing. And you might think, well, okay, that seems weird. You would say that. It's an island in the Mississippi River.
Okay.
And it's about 30 miles north of Memphis, straight north. I mean, we're not talking drive. I mean, just by a compass on a map, or as a crow flies, as a good redneck would say, 30 miles north of Memphis.
Straight north of Memphis.
The Mississippi River changed course from the time that they drew the state line to where it flows now. And so part of Arkansas is actually in Tennessee, on the Tennessee side of the Mississippi River, and part of Tennessee is on the Arkansas side. That's also true for the Boot Hill, Missouri, a couple of islands that we had up there. So my island actually resides on the mainland of Arkansas. I have to get to it from Arkansas. But when you drive over my bridge to the island, I have one bridge. It's a 50-ton bridge. We haul 18-wheelers in and out of it all the time. But when you cross that bridge, you cross back into Tennessee legally.
You go from Arkansas to Tennessee.
I have to drive to Arkansas
and then come
your taxes go to Tennessee. Your taxes go to Tennessee.
That's correct. And the bridge is over what was the main channel of the Mississippi River.
What used to be the main, and then it just went
Arkansas over the main channel of the Mississippi into Tennessee, right? Of the Mississippi River.
Oh, the old main channel.
Yeah.
Which is filled in tremendously. Like it's only 60 yards wide now. But that was the main channel of the Mississippi River during the Civil War and prior to that.
And it changed course over the time.
Yes, it changed course.
Naturally by itself? Okay.
By floods and...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dams, log dams. People don't realize how, before the Army Corps of Engineers, things were... I think... I've heard some statistics. It's been a little while, but I want to say... this may not be accurate, guys, but like every
Rusty, we do that all the time. Don't worry, we always say this might not be accurate.
It's something like every 10 years, the course would have a major change. Mississippi River would have a major course change about once every 40 miles over every 10-year period.
Wow.
There's all these little nooks and crannies. It's all flat, and so you get a big sandbar. You get the trees dammed. I can tell you if that channel gets dammed up with trees, it's going to fill in. You know, the Corps actually doesn't want it to fill in at this point.
Oh,
but,
right.
You know, it's if you look down in Vicksburg, Mississippi, at the Army Corps of Engineers at their headquarters, they have a lot of interesting data from back in the day where that river was changing course. And you can look at some of the old course. They have maps where the Mississippi River used to flow, and it's pretty amazing.
I wanted to kind of, what were you going to ask?
But you were asking about the deer on the island.
Well, I wanted.
No, I was going to say, why did you buy it? Why did you buy it?
Let's go real high level. Yeah. Like, what is Island 34? How many islands are there? Why did you buy the island? What's an island used for? You know, just kind of. I mean, because we say Island 34, people probably have. I have no idea what that means. I mean,
why is it a number?
Yeah, like why? What's Island? What's Island 34?
Is it the 34th island?
It was the 34th island from Cairo, Illinois, to the Gulf of Mexico.
From where?
Cairo, Illinois, to the Gulf of Mexico. Around 1805.
And I think the Mississippi starts in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
A little trickler or something, but
We're right there we're just below where about 50, 60 miles below where the Ohio and Tennessee run in there. But Cairo, Illinois, don't ask me why they picked that, but there were different names for the same places up and down the island based on your ethnicity. Like the Indians, had a different name for Island 34 than the white people had. And so in discussing, especially with the military, what a particular place was, the guy, they hired an engineer and he decided he was just going to number it instead of name it. And so he numbered every island from Cairo, Illinois, I believe, to the Gulf of Mexico, and we were island number 34.
And I'm assuming the island had to be so big to get a number,
like a little 5-acre thing might not be counted or something.
That's a sandbar wouldn't be counted. That didn't have a lot of trees or something along those lines. I can't go back into that too much. I could just simply, like, some islands no longer exist. Like you might go from 22 or 21 to 24 because those islands no longer are there.
They're gone. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can't tell you how much change in the Mississippi River has been since the early 1800s, 1805. It was 1803, 1804, 1805. This guy did this survey and surveyed it, laid it out. And so we've had that name for 200 years, Island 34.
Island 34.
I think there's one in Japan, but other than that, we're it. So we're the only one that has that name, and it's unique. And it's unique to all those islands down through there. Whatever number they have, that's what they have.
How many acres is Island 34?
It's roughly 2,600. I think it's 2,550 or something.
Am I mistaken in like a 1 mile square? That's 660?
Yep.
So it's like a half of a 1 mile square. Is that, am I right on that?
No, it's
660 acres.
Yes.
So you're like 4 and a half square miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and he farms a large portion of it. It's farmed.
Okay.
Yep. There's like just a little bit over 1,000 acres of irrigated crop ground on it. We could probably farm as much as 1,200, but I took some of that out, put in some buffer strips, some trying to reestablish some oak trees on the island, and
what's the crops?
Soybeans, corn, and rice.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And is the rice just for the ducks, or does it get?
We have one field being harvested. That's it.
Well, yeah.
The corn, the waterfowl actually prefer the corn because it offers cover. And I wasn't. Some people may or may not know this, but like this is just observations. Very very few people get to observe a refuge. We basically have had it a refuge for
so
3
he's
years.
Basically a refuge. Made it a
we
refuge.
hunt it 1 week a year. We do a veteran hunt, some youth hunts, things like that. We're going to have a few more veteran hunts this year. I've always had a passion for our vets. My father's a retired veteran, my uncle as well.
Nice.
And, so we're working on that. I actually just started a 501c3, not to get too much into that, but it's the Island 34 Warrior Project. And so we have anyway, to go back to the refuge, I could talk more about what we have set up for our wounded warriors and things along those lines. If y'all want to get into that. But,
go ahead.
Talk about the refuge.
I mean, we want to.
The refuge, we essentially hunt it only 1 week a year.
The whole island gets hunted only 1 week a year.
That's correct.
And
for ducks.
And it's for ducks.
Yes.
It's not. You don't do any deer hunting on it. No.
Oh yeah, we do deer hunting and things like that. But as far as the waterfowl, one week.
Gotcha.
And that's usually in 2 different 3-day hunts.
Okay.
And how is the water pumping process going? He floods the cornfields.
Oh.
Well, we leave 400 acres of corn and rice standing for the ducks.
Shit.
We have enough food to feed 10 million ducks a year.
I mean,
They could be 10 million different ducks, or they could be 100,000 of the same coming back every day. But we have enough food to feed 10 million.
So how many? I kind of know a little bit about our waterfowl up here. In a day during those 3, what's a person able to? How many ducks can you take?
You can still only take your 6.
Okay, is it 6?
Yeah, it's still
whatever
6.
the federal limit.
Oh,
is.
it's federal. It's all
federal.
I'm not a big waterfowl guy, so
No,
that was
that's
kind of a
fine.
stupid question.
The
I forgot
feds
it's
kind of
federal.
set the boundaries, and most states go with the boundaries of the limit. But the states do have the ability to make it more restrictive if they wanted to. But our state is good with that, and Arkansas is great with it. Pretty much whatever the feds say is what they go with.
So on those 3-day hunts, how quickly are they getting their 6 ducks? I mean, when a person hunt, I mean, you have to have a ton of ducks.
The bacon's not cooked in the blind.
Yeah,
yet.
We're hand picking what we shoot.
I mean, you guys are.
We're hand picking what we shoot.
Yeah.
400 acres of corn and rice.
All right, so.
Looking for bands and stuff.
They got binoculars out.
Not me, brother. I mean, I'm not binocularing anything, but I do look for the hybrids. If there's a hybrid duck that flies by, we're going to spot it.
Like a mallard mixed with a wood.
black duck cross.
Black duck mallard cross,
something like that.
Okay.
Like we actually captured on film last year, not shooting it, but we got some great photographs of I'm pretty sure there's a Gadwall Pintail cross and a couple other things like that.
You had to be, I was thinking of you last year because you had to be off the charts when that cold weather hit. Was it unbelievable down there?
We had 400,000 waterfowl a day for a week. A day.
400,000.
Remember the January cold blast that went clear down to Tennessee and everything? I was like, man, it had to be off the chart.
There were so many waterfowl there, and I say waterfowl, 250,000 of them were snow geese, but we had 150,000 ducks, and honestly, there's white-fronted geese or speckled bellies, in there, maybe 25, 30,000 of those, this and that, but no joke, 250,000 were snow geese. Now I should have.
That's 3 million, almost 3 million waterfowl in a week. I mean,
yeah. Now they were the same, pretty much coming back every day, but there were so many. Most people don't know it, but if you go to a waterfowl refuge, a federal refuge, and you go there every morning, you're going to watch 60 to 70% of those ducks get up and leave. They're going to get up, fly around, go feed somewhere, go rest, get in some cover, whatever. They're getting shot at, whatever. Ours place is no different. We're just like pretty much a federal refuge during those times. So every morning, right at daybreak, snow geese get up, take off, and as soon as they take off, but you're talking about
what do they do?
You're talking about 300,000 waterfowl taking off at once, or within a huge chunk of them take off.
It's got to be like a blackout.
Well, it is. It was so much so that it set off the radar for weather in Memphis. And so they.
So you have to there has to be people on land just banking off of you.
Oh, absolutely. Just like every refuge, there's all kinds of data to prove that waterfowl refuges improve the hunting around those refuges. They're going to leave. Like some of them
go to fields.
They get shot at immediately, and they start immediately coming back. So within 20 minutes of them taking off, some of them are coming back, already. And so they just slowly feed back in all day.
Wow.
And the closer to dark they get, the more numerous that gets, where they've been gone all day. Snow geese are no different. They'll come in right at dark and right after dark.
Do they ever figure it out and like, bro, I got some lead in my ass. I'm just staying here for the day.
I was thinking like, hey, Jim, do we need to leave today? Or like, are we good here?
Well,
I mean, they got to exercise. I'm sure they got.
Well, they do a lot of feeding at night. I mean, I'd say the majority of their feeding is happening at night. Again, there's 25 to 30% that stay on the island during the day, and mostly in the standing corn. Again, there is some rice. I had 50-50 rice the first year, and I want to follow up on that because there's some people that probably heard me say the ducks favor the corn over the rice. Not from a palpability standpoint, not from necessarily that it tastes better. The corn offers cover. And they're like, well, what kind of cover does corn offer? Well, to an eagle with a 6-foot wingspan, he will not fly into it.
Yeah.
I have seen those ducks and geese with an eagle right on them make it to that corn, and an eagle at the last second peel off because he made it to that standing corn, which the upper stalk, is sticking out of the water that much, and 3 to 4 feet. And he goes over there and sits in a tree. Why? Because he doesn't know that corn stalk's not going to break his wing off.
Right.
So he doesn't pursue it into that standing corn. But with 400,000 waterfowl a day coming in, you got dead stuff everywhere. They got shot that made it back, but then died.
Yeah.
You have wounded snow geese laying all over the farm where they got wounded somewhere else. We haven't really targeted them. I'm not going to let 250,000 this year build up. We're going to go. We'll go take them out. It wouldn't take very long to run them out.
Now, I don't think there's. I'll see people shoot truckloads of
snow geese. There's a conservation season that you can do that in.
Okay.
You can't, and there is a more liberal limit, but. During the conservation season, you can have, remove your plug from your gun and.
Because they kind of wipe out the tundra and stuff. Is that why they try to keep them in check and stuff?
Absolutely. Yeah. We still can't. Yeah. They're pretty smart. I mean, they do a lot better job in areas where they historically have been coming to because they can kind of, hey, we know this amount of geese are going to come into this area, especially. They do a lot of damage to the crops, the wheat fields.
Wipe out a wheat field.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I kind of got lost in you said, dude,
Sorry.
Unbelievable. So 400 acres feeds how many for the season? How many waterfowl?
So 10 million.
Around 10 million.
10 million.
Let me tell you where I got that. I didn't pull that out of a hat. There was a study in 2004, 5 by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Ducks Unlimited, several other organizations, and they have something called duck use days, and that is an acre of standing corn will provide somewhere, and I'm going to say that's probably not as good a yield as we actually get nowadays, but let's say it's 150 to 160 bushel acre corn.
Yeah. Yep.
It'll feed somewhere around 26,000. It has somewhere around 26,000 duck use days. Now, what that means is it'll feed 26,000 ducks per acre per day. It's just the biology term. They call it duck use days.
Okay.
And so rice is slightly higher at like 29,000 and change duck use days. And so when you combine how many ducks that you can feed
per acre
of rice and corn that you have left standing. Now, this is standing corn. It's not harvested. This
right.
We didn't touch it. Now, we grow it like we grow a regular crop. It still costs me $750, $800 an acre to put in for the corn.
Yeah.
A lot of nitrogen and things like that to get a good crop with a good yield. But so that's where the 10 million ducks per year that we can feed come from. Is the duck
so I was talking about he has to get the water level up to the ear.
So, and I was going to say,
he has these. He was fighting with the electric company last year when he was here.
Well, still fighting with them, but anyway.
I mean, then you're kind of balancing it because you don't want it to go above the ear, right? You're trying to keep it right below the ear, and
actually, I have discovered that the snow geese will rarely go underwater. Now, if you observe snow geese, which I'm sure anywhere in the country you've observed.
We don't have a lot of
it
snow
needs
geese
to
here.
be.
You probably wouldn't in Ohio.
Strong winds and west winds, and sometimes they might get blown off course, and we might get some through here.
I'm saying like 1% of what I see snow geese.
Yeah,
they will go underwater, but it's not preferred. They're not dabbling ducks like a mallard and a black mallard, where they're You'll see that out of speckled bellies 100 times more than you will out of snow geese. Snow geese like to land in open fields and eat the grain off the top and whatnot. You rarely see them go in the water. So I actually try to put that ear of corn right under the water to prevent. Oh. That was something that I 100% discovered last year, and asked a lot of different waterfowl biologists about it. Like, have you ever seen a snow goose go in the water? And, at least further in the south, it's not common to ever have to see them go.
So you don't want the ear this far above water and snow geese coming in and wiping you out.
They almost wiped me out entirely last year because of that many geese, and most of it was right at the water level. Now I control the water level.
You have diesel pumps, or
I have 13 different wells, and I have 2 water hog relift pumps that are gigantic.
That I'm guessing that's like what we have, like a lift pump of some sort.
Yeah, but these pump 40,000 gallons of water per minute. They'll fill your backyard swimming pool in 26 seconds.
And are you pumping from wells, or are you pumping from?
I pump from the Mississippi River.
I was getting ready to say, you're allowed to pump from the Mississippi River?
Of course.
Yes.
So we have water rights down there. Obviously, you're not affecting anybody negatively downstream. You couldn't do anything with the water. You might be negatively affecting somebody downstream. Nobody feels the effect of me pumping out of the Mississippi River.
He's still freaked out about filling the pool in 26 seconds.
My pool, I'm thinking about my pool is only 9,000. My pool would be filled in 9 seconds. My pool, it's a real small pool, but I mean, I'm just trying to process that amount of water. What's the outlet? Well, how big is
30 inches.
30 inches? Pressure. There's some pressure there. There's some pressure there, right? I mean, how far is it?
Can you imagine the impellers?
30 head of lift.
I don't know what 30 head of lift is. I mean,
30 feet of lift. 30 feet. I'm lifting at 30 feet at maximum depth.
That's the impressive part about it.
Now, as the water comes up, the gallons per minute would actually go up. It probably goes from somewhere around 22 to 25,000 gallons a minute, probably to mid 40 to 45,000 gallons per minute that it'll pump. And I have 2 of them, so I'm pumping somewhere around 80 to 90,000 gallons a minute.
That's unbelievable. These numbers, honest to God, these numbers are hard to process. You have to be one of the refuge for one of the most pristine refuge, sizable. I mean, are you one of the biggest in the country?
Yeah, I would say so. Now, as far as private, yeah. The federal refuges, there's several that are bigger than me, but not a lot. As far as size goes, there's tons of refuges that are larger. There's not a lot that have as much food as I have.
So, I mean, personal question. You don't have to answer this, but is there any government subsidy that...
God, no.
You're all private.
100%. I don't want the government anywhere near me.
I just didn't know, from a CRP, or I didn't know if there was any
type of... I was a USDA biologist for 4 years.
Okay.
And worked with Ducks Unlimited for 4 years. And I designed waterfowl impoundments for their high-end donors before I left to go back into medicine. And now I sold the medical practices. I've been able to get back into
what you love.
What I love doing, which is managing whitetail and managing waterfowl. And it just so happened that when I bought this island, I bought it for retirement. You asked that first off. I bought it just to have my grandkids at some point go see Pop, and let's go hunting that comfortable deer blind because I am done roughing it. You know what I mean? Joel, there's a reason I don't hunt with Joel in December.
Joel.
The -20, the 20-degree temps at 20-mile-an-hour wind from dusk to dark. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate them that much anymore.
He did the week before Thanksgiving one year, and I mean, it was brutal cold.
Rusty's like, we're still...
It was brutal. It was
there was
15
snow.
to 20 with blowing snow all day. I'm in a heater bodysuit that you normally use in Canada.
Yeah.
Zipped up with my face.
We whacked some deer that week, though, man. Holy cows! That was a good week.
Yeah, they had to eat.
Yeah, they had to eat.
They had
this
to
was
get
like this was like the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or
Wow, that's
Thanksgiving.
we haven't seen that.
We haven't seen
while.
that in years. Oh my gosh!
it was good times. I mean, I wouldn't trade anything for being younger.
No.
Because at the times, you know, you can tolerate a lot, and you do a lot for a 170-inch deer. You know.
Yeah.
You should see. We'll have to insert lots of his Island 34 stuff in this. And
is there like a web? Do you have like a website?
Yeah, we have a YouTube page.
Yeah, he has YouTube.
What's your YouTube page?
Island 34. I think it's just Island 34. My Instagram and Facebook is Island 34 Ducks.
Okay, and we'll put that up on the screen right here.
And there is a that you should see where the vets hunt out of and everything. The pit he put in for them.
Is it like a underground cabin? I mean, is this thing
it's the only waterfowl pits in the world that I know of that can hunt a veteran that is
in a wheelchair.
Yeah, paralyzed. or lost a lower limb, due to an IED or something along those lines. I have truck lifts in there to use their tracked wheelchairs, which I have a tracked wheelchairs because if you can't drive there, you can't bring your own. So I keep them there, and so these guys can go in. It's all hydraulic, but this is the most redneck thing I can say. Those waterfowl pits are bigger than my first house trailer.
That's all. So can we?
They're 50 foot long by 14.5 foot wide.
Oh my gosh! This
Underground.
is unbelievable. And how many do you have?
I have 3 now.
Wow, it's unbelievable.
That's it has.
There's like 350,000 pounds of buoyancy force that I have to hold down. I had to put 90 yards of concrete per pit to hold it down.
Really?
90 yards, 90 cubic yards
For it to not want to float up.
How deep's concrete? How thick?
I put them in, how thick?
Yeah.
I bought the yard blocks so I could just stack them in the blocks. So I can actually, I couldn't get the concrete trucks to the pits, but I could get the blocks to the pits.
Gotcha.
So they're in cubic yard blocks. They're kind of 6 feet long and 2.5.
And you're just dropping them, stacking them like
I'm
Lincoln
stacking them
logs.
all the way around on the wings and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah, good.
Concealed Comfort Pits made those for me. They customized it. So give them a little shout out.
They're pretty freaking awesome. Unbelievable.
I mean, that's we spent a lot of time engineering those things, but I have a truck lift. These are 9,000 pound truck lifts in there to lift the guys up. The goal was to lift the guys up in the wheelchair to the same height that we are.
Yep.
So we can all communicate. I mean,
so
my boys just want to be the boys again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we get them out there. Now there's plenty of places that can hunt blinds. That you can hunt a wheelchair in a blind, but very few waterfowl pits. I don't know of any.
So you're saying when they're coming in, you can literally raise everybody.
Well, I've already raised them up to that point. They're sitting there. We're all standing up. We have there's different ways to engineer a waterfowl pit, but our focus was those guys in mind. So we have little pushover gates, and they can push it over just like the rest of the guys down the line. We hunt 14. We can hunt 14 people out of these pits, obviously.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
And I put turntables in on the newer two, where it'll spin just like this chair. So the vet can grab the rim and turn himself around and shoot behind him. He's not limited with where the duck might necessarily fly.
Yeah.
Because it's all about wind, right?
It's all about wind. You got these in the ground, so you're gonna have a bad wind on some days, and want to shoot behind you a lot more because they're trying to pitch over your head and land a little further out.
So, how do you pick? How do you apply, or how do you pick vets to? I mean, first of all, how did you come? How did you come up with this? I mean, how did you come up with the 2-3 day hunts? How do you pick your vets? I mean, how does all this come about?
Well, the veterans, Brian Wright of Thor Boats, that owns Thor Boats, he and I have been, we've been business.
Here too.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian he does something here.
Okay.
I brought him, by the way.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Is Brian coming this year?
Yep.
Yep, of course.
When's he coming?
Like in a week or so, something
nice,
like that.
Good. That'll be awesome.
Like October the 8th or 9th or something.
So that'll be Deer Camp 2 or 3?
2.
2. Awesome. Perfect.
Yep.
So Brian and I have been taking vets to Costa Rica for years. We rent condos down there. We had a place that we used to go and enjoyed fishing, and some of the fishing on the Pacific side of Costa Rica is bill fishing, some of the best in the world, especially when it comes to sailfish and things along those lines. You're not catching
monsters,
granders like you do in Hawaii or New Zealand
but lots of numbers.
But you can catch quite a bit of billfish, and it'd be a fantastic time. And so we started taking guys down there, and we've kind of moved away from that, and now I'm taking them to the island just because it just consumes a lot of my time. There's nothing wrong with taking them to Costa Rica. I just don't go anymore. When COVID hit, it just kind of jacked everything up to where we couldn't get down there as easy, and the logistics we used. But we used several hunting or several veteran nonprofit organizations to pick those guys during that time.
Okay.
Got it, yeah.
And it's another reason I kind of started my own because people wanted to help. Well, I can't take your money. I got to send you a 1099 if you write me a $1,000 check. I mean, it's yeah, you can slide me some cash, but I mean, IRS is not somebody I mess with. So
yeah, right.
I sent them a box of cookies and
yeah,
give them some coffee and eat a nice table if you're going to audit me, brother. I'm being smart about it, but I'm not going to be like Barry Bonds. Ain't you got anything better to do? But and the guy's like, no, and made Barry's life miserable. But nonetheless, I couldn't take anybody's money that wanted to help. So now there are people that want to give to that organization. It's going to pay for the vets to come to the island and be able to hunt and have the catered 5-star meals and things like that.
And
so
what organization is that? I'm sorry,
that's awesome.
Well, I have my own organization now, and that's called the Island 34 Warrior Project. And
nice.
Mark Womack and those guys are going to be setting me up. I haven't done the website due diligence because it's kind of like the Tiger Woods Foundation. I'm the one funding that nonprofit at this point. I haven't gone out and sought a lot of donations. I'm not good at asking other people for money,
but it's for a great cause.
But I had my own money. I mean, I was going to donate every year, and so I put in a couple $100,000 into the organization so we could get it off the ground and make sure we have everything that they need and whatnot when they get there.
Is it? I mean, are they being paid their flight wherever they're coming from, or they have to get there, or how does the logistics?
No,
side
it's them getting there. Unless if they said, "Hey, man, I can't afford the flight. If they're coming somewhere else, we'll get somebody to take care of it."
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
So
unbelievable.
I know your stories of struggling with the little piggies. You still got pigs are there still pigs on the island, or have you totally eradicated them?
I hate pigs. These wild hogs.
I hate pigs.
These suckers are unbelievable, man. They're like
you were telling stories of you kind of figured out, and I think he was. Well, can we talk about a drone or not? Or
oh, absolutely.
Okay, he was using drone.
No, we use thermal drones to find them. And then we would either we could GPS mark them and literally take our phone out and walk to that location, but we're pretty much just trying to surround them. And we use the drones at times to drive the pigs to us. When the water's up, when we have everything flooded, it's easier to, a pig will swim like a fish, but they prefer not to. And they're not going to unless they're really afraid. Now, if they're being shot at, there's no telling which way they're going to run. They'll swim the main channel. But in essence, we do everything we can to try to eradicate them. But let's see, this is 2025. In February of 2024, we killed 126 in February. there was only 20 that we could physically count left on the island. Now, the water's still up around the island.
Yep.
Meaning that channel you crossed. So I don't have any new hogs really coming in to the area. So that was about the end of April. By April 15th, that 20 had turned into 60 through piglets.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yep. 3 mamas had 30.
It's never ending with them things, man.
Oh, my gosh.
3 times a year? 3 times a year?
Reproduce up to 3, maybe even 4 times a year,
maybe
but 3
even
times
4.
a year for sure. Yep.
And litters of 10, 15,
10 to 15.
20.
And once them little suckers get about that long, they can survive on their own. They don't need
so then just
nectar.
think if you do nothing, then that 66 in 1 year is back to 200.
You'll be at 10,000 in 3 years.
I had more that fall than I'd ever had. But when I bought the island, they hadn't had corn on there in probably 10 years. And so...
Will they wreak havoc on a cornfield?
They will now. That first year, they didn't know what it was. So once they kind of defined it and discovered it, and they started getting more aggressive with
knocking it down, and
it was 2 years before they realized it was on the stalk, because I would just bush hog it. Not for the. I plant about 70, 80 acres a year. For the deer. And again, we left it standing, but we would eventually go in there and bush hog the whole thing. So you could see all the way across the field and shoot the hogs and whatnot. So they weren't looking for it on the stalk. It was on the ground. Last year, they discovered it was on the stalk, and they started knocking the stalks down. But it was after it was mature. And so it wasn't a big deal.
They wasn't doing the sweet corn stage. They were...
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And
like a coon.
Exactly. And then, but this year we started... And I had some residual left out there. After last year's waterfowl season, we had 0 residual. I mean, there was no corn left in any of the 400 acres that we had standing, deer corn or the waterfowl corn. There was nothing. So, plus the floods came, and we had Mississippi River actually got up quite a bit and covered, I'd say 95% of the island. Shallow, but covered 95% of the island. And of course, all the hogs and turkeys and everything, like we didn't really have a turkey season. They did open it back up like the second week for us, but ours was still so congregated, we didn't go after them.
They were still yarded up and everything.
Yeah, we left them alone because they needed to. I'm pretty sure some nests got destroyed and stuff like that, or they were nesting in bad areas like the Corps Engineer levee. You don't want to nest on the Corps Engineer levee. You're going to get mowed, or the coyote's going to find it because it's wide open all the way down. I mean, where else are you going to go? But all that being said, when we started planting corn this year, they went right down the planter row. It's the first year they ever did that. First year they ever tried. We had to replant 150 acres.
What did? The hogs?
The hogs.
They just were popping.
They literally split that row and walked right down with their nose right down the middle and ate every one of the...
You're kidding.
No, so we had to replant 150 acres.
Holy crap. They demolished 150 acres like that.
They ate enough of it to where I replanted it all.
Oh, my gosh. It's unbelievable. One kernel at a time.
One kernel at a time. And so I have 4 air cannons now running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
4 what?
Air cannons.
Just to scare them
Oh,
off.
just popping off.
Yeah, it pops off once every 60 seconds.
And they're
24 hours a day. Because them suckers, once the corn got up, it was shaded out there too, just like the woods. So they would go out into the woods. Go out in the standing corn and lay down. So they were in the middle of a 70-acre cornfield. Well, I had to find a way. A hog will not stick around if you're shooting at him. He's leaving. And it sounds like, 10, 15 shotguns going off at one time.
Could you imagine being a trespasser and you just fired him up and you're out there and cannons are popping off?
My son Brooks, who's now at Mississippi State, just went up there with some of the buddies in the Pike House last week. And he did, when I first had him out, I was just running them at night.
Oh.
And he didn't think they were running during the day. And they're like, is that thing on? He's like, no. Next thing you know, boom. Scared them to death, when it went off in the middle of the day. But they started getting out in that taller corn during the day. And just laying out there in the shade, as much shade in there as it was, in the woods. So,
how many hogs are left now?
I killed 87, I think, this February, and we've killed a few more here and there.
Do you even do anything with them, or do you?
No, we try to
dig a hole and bury.
Yeah, we try to bury them.
Yeah.
Or feed the catfish.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
So, I mean, there's like, you think like 20, 30, 50 left?
No, I probably have...
more than that.
I'd say it's probably closer to 200 still. Jeez. But, I mean,
it's a constant fight.
Yeah, yeah. They're like beavers, man. It's going to be real hard to eradicate a beaver out of a river bottom. And, I mean, you can trap so many, but if you're not trapping them around you, as soon as the rivers go down, they come across.
This is unbelievable. So I want to
So much for the deer hunt, Joel. Sorry.
No, this is great. This is great. We'll get to it real quick. What, Chris?
We have to be wrapping him up. We're going to get Bob in here.
How long have we been running?
50 minutes.
How long?
50.
Wow, that was a fast 50 minutes. Let me ask you a couple quick questions here, because did you say something? No. The bridge. Did you maintain the bridge?
The bridge was there.
Yeah, it's a private bridge.
Okay. How long is the bridge?
About 180 feet.
180 feet. Okay. And then what was the deal with the electricity? You had
I wanted to turn the wells into three-phase wells.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
smart.
the company had, they don't ever quote you. First, let me just say this to everybody in the country. Your energy provider is a legalized monopoly.
Pretty much.
You cannot go to a neighboring and get the best rates from a competitor down the road. So they control what they do. It's a legalized monopoly, and it's a shame, really, is what it is. But so they could give you a number and then completely change it, and that's what they did to me. Within an 8-month time frame, they said their cost to put in the three-phase.
So you think they would do it for cost, because they're going to be making money off you forever.
They did give me some credit. There's credit per well that they do in these agriculture communities, but with the credit, it was still $330,000, and I had an additional close to $500,000 of secondary line that we had to run from the three-phase to the actual wells. That is pretty much limited to 2,000 feet from where their power is to get it to
the pump.
Yep, to get it to the pump and to the 100 or 200 amp box or whatever I can't remember what they were using, but anyway, that went to $890,000 in 8 months after I spent my $500. And they just basically come back and said, oops, our guys made a mistake. They didn't engineer it right. They used the wrong size wire. And which I'm not saying that's not true. I mean, you're admitting it's your fault. And
but they still weren't paid.
But they're like, now it's going to cost $890,000. And we can't do it this year. And I was like, and I literally have 10 electric wellheads sitting in my shop that the mice got a hold of too.
Oh no.
That
were all ready to go.
That's part of my buying. What I had to get ready on my end to get everything to do for also using the irrigation company, but
because how much diesel gas do you go through
a year?
A year.
It depends, honestly, on the rain and the Mississippi River, but the cost per gallon of fuel is cheaper with the Waterfowl pumps, even though they're much larger, but it's pumping so much more water with a 350 horsepower engine versus a whole bunch of wells that are pumping 2,500 to 3,000 gallons a minute.
Yeah, makes sense.
With 125 horsepower. So, man, it can range, but anywhere just for the ducks, 150K to 200K a year.
In diesel.
Wow. It's unbelievable.
You probably have a tanker truck.
Yeah.
We do.
You do?
Well, a tanker truck comes and fills up
big tanks. You have
our big tanks, yeah. And
he's his own gas station.
Yeah.
Well, it's I can tell you right now, Rusty is currently looking for some partners that want to come in and help with the vets and and also have we have a lodge there. We had a smaller lodge, and then we added onto it. It's now
awesome.
A small hotel. It's 17 rooms, 17 and a half baths. We have our ADA rooms, which is Americans with Disability Act rooms for our veterans, and so they have their own place, and a 40-person bar,
nice
40-seat bar in there. It's sweet. 48 lockers.
So to jump to deer hunting a little bit for a few minutes here, unbelievable, by the way. That's great stuff.
Forget Bob.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Bob won't talk about. We'll have to pull.
Yeah, we'll have to pull it out, Bob.
Get Bob a deer.
You cut that out. I like Bob. I'm just messing with Bob.
Yeah. So the deer behind us, right? Is
yes.
Yep. So first of all, what is that? What is that, guys? Is that your favorite deer that you've ever taken at Joel's?
That's the biggest deer that I've shot here. It's actually my biggest deer, period.
Okay.
So I've never had him officially scored.
Same.
We scored him here like 193 and
I think so, like 193, 194. Yep.
Yeah, it was 193 and like 7/8 or something like that.
Yeah.
Brian's always trying to make sure. I was like, Brian, did you kill a 192? Sure wish you could get one as big as I got. I love you, Brian. Sorry, but
so was that the same time of the season as this?
Yeah, it
right
was.
now?
Yep,
okay,
it was. It was September of 2016. I shot this deer.
September 2016. So
when did you start doing the opener? About that time?
No,
15,
no, I started doing the opener in 2010.
You did?
Yeah.
So how many times have you not done the opener?
3 years. I went 3 years where I didn't do the opener, where I came
That's right.
during
a rut camp or something like that. Yeah.
My other friends were wanting to come in, but the success rate for me here in this early camp was a lot higher than I'd say your average deer camp. I'm not. If Joel sucked, I'd tell y'all, but he doesn't suck. Yeah. This is great. I mean, I'm batting over 50% for 15 years in this first season.
That's unbelievable.
Or in total.
The best was one of his deer. I think he.
I shot it in the foot. I thought I shot it in the foot.
He thought he missed. And Tim went, I think, the next day and saw a little drop of blood or something like that. Yeah, I think that deer got hit in the foot and died. I actually made a great shot. That's right. He thought he had hit it in the foot, or he thought he had missed it.
Okay.
Well, no, I thought I hit it. I knew I hit it. Here's the story. Quickly.
Give a story.
All right. For those of you who use lighted nocks, at low light, they can play tricks on you. You can see that knock. Well, you usually can't see anything but that light all the way until it gets to the deer. And then you can see, usually, especially if he's dead broadside, 35 yards, you can see exactly where he hit. It's great. I love the lighted knocks. Well, this one was really quartered away. And
that's right.
When I released the knock, there was just giant green halo that just blinded me all the way to the deer. And as soon as it hit the deer just took out. So I thought I hit it okay, but I thought I had a good shot for a millisecond. Then that lighted knock hit the ground, came up 6 feet, hit the ground, came up 6 feet, hit the ground, came up 6 feet. And I'm like, how in the world can it come up that high?
Oh.
And what was happening, it looked like 6 feet. I mean, it was probably 4 or 5, but it probably never slapped the ground, but it looked like it was slapping the ground. And I thought, I must have hit it in the back, front foot. And when he's doing like that, it's like flying way up in the air and what have you. So I went back to camp and I said, man, I think I shot one in the foot. And they're like, "Oh, dang, man!" It was the first bad shot that I've had here, and I was bummed out pretty much about it. And the next day, and Tim and I just go out there. Well, he was quartering. To make a long story short, I hit him in the back of the gut, and it went into the kill zone, went through the liver, and went into the gut. It went into the gut, through the liver, into one lung, and it never had an exit hole, so there was just little drops of blood. Until he ran out into the beaver, which we didn't try to track because I told him I shot him in the foot. we went back the next day and tried to track, but he was like, "Oh, we'll just wait. We'll come back out to look more. You sure you shot in the foot?" I think 100%. And if you had asked me, I'd have said 100% that I shot him in the foot.
Yeah.
But when a deer runs, it crunches its middle body together, and then it spreads both legs out. It's a lot like a dog. You can get a dog running slow motion. Well, when he would scrunch up, that knock would come way up in the air. And when he would spread out, it would dang near slap the ground while he was running.
That makes sense.
And so the light was just running as he's doing this, running across the field.
From his diet, just being in his diaphragm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's back here. And right in the middle is the entry hole. And he was quartering away, so it was a good shot. But it was what that knock was doing. So what I was seeing is not really what happened. But I could not make myself understand how it was getting high and slapping the ground, without saying
without being like in the foot or something.
We recovered that deer. It was a good buck, and,
yes,
and I was glad.
So I mean, you guys just decided to keep going further on the track?
Well, we pretty much have a habit here, unless you see that deer fall, which I think is smart, or there's just blood everywhere. We're going to leave it till the morning. Just to be safe and track it and let it go. You certainly don't want to chase a wounded deer if you're not 100% where you shot it. I'm over here saying I shot it in the foot, so 100%. We're not going after it that night.
We're at 1%.
We have a little drop of blood because there's entry hole only. And it's fairly high because I was in a tree. And so
that's right.
Anyway, not a lot of blood coming out that entry hole at the upper part of the gut.
Yeah.
Not ever going to be.
How far did he go?
150 yards.
Yeah, 150 yards. Just laying there dead.
Yeah, he went out in the middle of the soybean field and laid down. Yeah. And we just kind of tracked him across the – I tracked him when I got down out of the blind, waiting on Tim to show up. I was like – and it was just the little drops of blood from the – the capillaries up around the skin that you punch. Obviously, there's not a lot of blood in the guts. So that's all I was seeing, which would – be pretty similar to a foot shot without hitting the artery.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, in my mind, I didn't hit that thing in the foot, but anyway, recovered that deer and it was good. I think out of the 2010, so this would be my 15th year.
15th year.
15th year. I'm still batting over 50%.
Wow.
Yes. For sure, 100%.
I killed 2 between 10 and 15. And then 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, I killed one every year. Wow. And I killed one and the last one was in 22.
Yeah.
And we've been so hot the last couple of years.
It has been the freaking weather.
And what year can you tell us?
2016.
Can you tell us the story on this guy? And Joel, this was the deer you sent Rusty in for that year?
Yes, that deer was known, and that deer was there.
It was the wind. Yeah, they were calling for a wind. I don't remember what direction it was, but it was.
Oh yeah, didn't you? He wasn't going to go there, and then turned around and ended up Tim taking him there.
Well, the wind on the phone was saying, let's just pick something southwest.
Yeah. Yes,
and he takes Brian to the deer stand first, and the dust off that 4-wheeler.
Is doing something different.
Is not southwest. And it's in a wide open bean field. He's going across it. I'm like, tell him I don't care what that phone's saying. That wind is not out of southwest. Yeah. And we sat there and we threw dust up there and he debated back and forth. And finally he's like, screw it, let's go try. And so it was ground blind and I'd had shoulder surgery that year, so I had my crossbow with me.
Yeah.
And hunting in a ground blind and I don't know, it was an hour and a half into the hunt, and I don't remember the temperatures, but it was 30 minutes for shooting light, and
it's on a food plot.
It was on a food plot,
Yep.
turnip food plot.
Yep.
In a 150-inch deer, 155-inch 10-point, 3.5-year-old, really nice, but
wow,
deer young. I was like, oh, that's a good 10-point right there. I was like, and then this tree moved behind it, and that was him. Yeah. I literally thought it was the limbs on a tree because of how white his antlers are, and I went, oh my God, there he is. I couldn't believe he was literally standing in front of me. There's a couple times I'd gone after a buck this size, never laid eyes on him, or he showed up after dark, and That 10-point walked right in front of me at 42 yards, and this one was slightly closer, about 38. And I had to whistle to stop him. I went, or just a quick. And I didn't blink on that shot. Now that's the first time I'd had probably deer fever in 20 years.
Yeah.
But I was shaking.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a 194-inch deer step out in front of you. That's
daddy.
Freaking 40 inches bigger than 150 inches that walked out.
Yeah.
You don't realize how big that 40 inches is until you actually see them on the hoof, and you're like,
it's a big deer.
Mother of God, that is giant.
And out of a ground blind.
Out of a ground blind.
Level with them.
Right.
Yeah. Eye level. And
that's good
I don't know, but I watched that arrow go all the way to him and right through the hole in the shoulders on the other side right there. So,
it smoked him.
Yeah,
it didn't even leave the food plot, did he?
He ran over to the other food plot. There was 2 food plots, a little fence row in between, and he didn't make it 80 yards.
Yeah. You watched him fall?
I did not get to see him fall. I went out there looking for that lighted knock and looked over there, and he's laying out in the middle of
there he was.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable deer. Mass on him through. I love the little button hook at the end of the gun, too.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, that's
little
a great
drop
deer.
tine. They actually call that drop tine. I wasn't sure if that was
the blow holes on the other side and stuff. And
it's a great deer.
Shoot.
So you've taken roughly 8 deer with Joel?
Yes, right.
Yeah, 8 deer. Wow, that's great.
We'll have him send a couple pictures.
Yeah, if you could,
we'll pop up some pictures and stuff too.
You got some pictures?
We can do that.
Yeah.
So what's your biggest in Tennessee?
Biggest in Tennessee, as a dad,
there was the 60s.
We killed it.
There was some 60s stuff on the island, wasn't there?
Yeah, my sons, I guided my sons this past year to a couple 160-inch
Nice.
bucks and change, and we knew they were there, but I've been a glorified dad guide other than this 1 week for 15 years. And look.
That's awesome, though.
There's
nothing better.
There's nothing better.
Nothing
better, man, than taking your kids and trying to pass along your heritage like my mother did for me, my grandfather on her side. So I get more fired up with them. I think we've killed 3 or 4 160-inch deer off the island since I've owned it. And
wow.
But it's all been the kids.
Yeah.
All been my kids.
And then where the property where he lives, he had some issues, and I think he fenced the entire.
I didn't fence it.
If
you have anybody hunting on the
entire property line border,
like you got that property line hunter, that dude that won't get his tree stand because he does nothing for your.
Rusty said, "Hold my beer. Watch this."
Yeah, if he does nothing to try to better his property, like if you plant a food plot next to me just because that's the only place you had, and I'm not going to hold that against you. It's what you got. What you got's what you got. These guys would do nothing, and I'm doing all this deer management, and then they'll put up a stand right on my line, wait for it to walk out of my woods, shoot it, then watch it run back in my woods, and then call me and ask me, can they come get it? Well, I just got tired of that crap, so I put a 8-foot deer fence all the way down
long?
the property. A mile.
I told you, a
He
mile.
said a mile.
I'm really not vindictive, but I was
Fence down the whole property line.
It was about the children. It was about the children.
That's awesome. So to wrap up this segment, I want to just, unless you or Joel have any other stories or things you guys want to, anything you want to bring.
We got to give Bob his fair
Okay.
chance.
I just want to ask one more question to kind of wrap this up. You said your mom got you into hunting.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of tell us a little bit like how that happens? Because that's kind of, you always hear the dad.
Yeah, that's kind of rare.
It is rare.
Yeah.
My dad was a farmer. He grew up hunting and fishing and whatnot, but the fall time of the year for them is a 68-hour week. And he was busy. And so I just didn't see him during that time. And my grandfather had like 9 brothers and 4 sisters, or 8 brothers and 4 sisters, something like that. He come from a huge family. And so when he decided to have his own baby, he said, I'm having one. And so he had my mom. And but he raised her like a boy. And she would come in. Now this is a Southern lady. This is a lady that would stand in front of a Walmart door and look at you until you opened it for her. I mean, she's in her 80s, and trust me, you would open it.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to open it. She imposes her will, but she was valedictorian, of her high school. But he'd say, "Come in, do your work, then go down to the bottom in the hickory tree, go into the river, and kill those squirrels on that hickory tree and bring them back for supper." My grandfather trapped through the Great Depression and sold the furs to make a living, and so he was, times are different for that generation.
No doubt. Yep.
No doubt, and we're really missing that generation nowadays. But
yes, we are.
Anyway, so Mom picked up a love of hunting, and now she didn't go a lot by herself or anything like that, but my grandfather started taking me, and I was his only boy.
Did your mom have deer to hunt? Were there deer?
There were not any deer
in that time.
During that time.
Yeah.
This is Hardin County, Tennessee. I know the section where we live, or where my mother was born and raised, was stocked with deer in 1970, and they closed the season off till 75.
About like our time frames almost.
Yeah. And they trapped deer, did a relocation program and moved them in there, closed the season off for 5 years. And he hunted a lot, from 75 to 81, kill some, 160s and things like that, which, you let a herd go, you're going to find some good bucks. That's right. And so, I was his first boy, though. Like, he didn't have a son. He had a daughter. And so, and I'm the only son on my side. I have 2 siblings, but they're both girls. And so my grandfather really, on my mother's side, started taking me, and I got into it. I was bow hunting when I was 14. I tried to, no sights. I was shooting all around. It was a horrible situation back then, where you had known bow companies, unknown bow companies. Alpine, I had an Alpine bow.
An Oneida. You ever have an?
I didn't have an Oneida, but I wanted an Oneida, but I couldn't afford an Oneida. I had a Browning before that.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as the Matthews and whatever.
No.
But all that being said, my mom saw. Obviously, I'm 10, 11 years old, and when my grandfather, he was older. He was 30. I'll take that back. He was 36 when he got married, or it was 1936 when he got married to grandmother. But Mom was born in 44. So, but anyway, Mom started taking me during the fall, and I would sit with her and sit in her lap deer hunting, and really fell in love with it. And again, Dad was working 80-hour weeks, so she would take me to the bow shop, and we'd try to figure out if I could afford that bow or what I could do. And so anyway, her and my grandfather, but really her,
took you out.
Helped me fall in love with the outdoors, made me the person I am today when it comes to the outdoors, and to a point where I went and got a degree in wildlife fishery science. And
honestly, pretty much everyone has some sort of little moment that just boom, that just clicked, that makes you turn in love with something.
The outdoors was that was home. I lived so far in the country. I didn't have neighbors. I didn't have really neighboring kids to play with. I was given a 12-gauge shotgun, at 11 years old, and see you at lunch. Whatever. Yeah. And but anyway,
is your mom still with us?
She is.
Nice, great.
She's fantastic. I guess she'll be 80. She's 80 this year.
Be 80 this year. About the same age as my dad.
Yeah, that's great.
So I took her to Canada in 2008 to repay her, and she killed a 161.
Nice.
Yep. She killed 2. One was an old mature buck, but it had a best up side. But the next year I took her back, and we got one in 160s for her. It's a beautiful deer, and I've never been happier as a son to do that.
Now, when you went there, did you sit with your mom, or Absolutely. Did you guys go your separate ways?
Well, we went separate. I shot one on second day about 145. I'm going to sit with Mom. It was a mature deer, and just didn't score that great. But he was older, and I was
sat with your mom.
I sat with her, so I was there when she shot.
When she got
awesome.
it, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Well, Rusty, we appreciate you so
Thanks, Corey.
much.
No doubt,
that was
man.
fantastic. That was awesome. I love that. That was so great. So, yeah, hey, good luck this week. I'm like texting Joel every night. You know, I text him. I'm like,
thank you.
how'd it go? You know, I can't, you know, hopefully great luck. And we got a picture of something going.
Rusty almost, you know, people look at they're so pumped to get up here looking at the forecast. How about if I come in Monday? I mean, yeah.
Well, I've got kids I still got my kids at home. I've got my youngest 14, so we're ready to start bow hunting there at the house.
Yeah.
This is the only guided hunt that I go on an annual basis.
Yeah.
That's it. And the rest of the time I spend with the family, and before you know it, they'll be gone. It doesn't take too much long to go pick up your feet. Don't drag your boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, call me if you get one. Good luck.
Right. Well,
Yes.
good. All right. Well, hey,
we're gonna send Bob up out of the bullpen.
I can do it.
We're gonna take a break here. So we're back. Rusty just left, went down, got Bob. Bob, by the way, thank you for grabbing the deer off the wall. Bob said I just looked at the wall and I grabbed the deer and brought it with me.
Well, there's a lot of them up there, so I've killed a few with Joel, and I was just like, I was rushing to get some stuff.
Because I didn't,
let me grab this one.
like last minute.
I didn't know if I wanted to grab that one or the first one I killed at the same place, Marker.
Oh, that's right.
Markers.
Yes. And then you killed, Bob's killed a lot of, we will put up some deer that Bob's killed. The one I thought he would bring, he said it had like a backdrop and everything on it.
Well, it's got a
a plaque on it.
plaque. It was up against
yeah.
a plaque. It's real nice looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him hooked up.
So, Bob, where are you from? What do you do? What did you do? You know, can you give us a little bit of an introduction?
Absolutely. So I'm from, Baltimore, Maryland, outside of Baltimore City, in the suburban area. And basically I grew up in that area. When my father come back from Vietnam and all, he introduced me to the outdoors, hunting with guns down on the eastern shore of Maryland and western Maryland. And we were just deer hunting. It browned us down. And I just took it to a different level. So I also do asphalt and concrete with my son.
Okay.
And I...
Liberty Asphalt.
Liberty Asphalt.
Yeah, Liberty Asphalt.
Yeah.
Right
So,
in Maryland still,
in
right?
Maryland, yes. And basically, I'm almost at the end of that, but I'm getting ready to retire, and I'm now a resident of Iowa.
Nice.
Southeast Iowa. I got a house and 2 farms out there, and that's probably where I'm going to lay my head.
So are you going to talk Sharon, and she's okay with?
Yeah, she's, her father just passed, so let her get through that.
Just passed.
Yes.
And then we'll deal with that as that comes along.
Because
but,
are there grandbabies that she won't leave or something like that?
That's it. It's Corey. You've hunted with Corey.
Yep. My wife would probably not leave grandkids to go live in Iowa.
Yeah, like she's not going to do that. She's not going to leave that son, and she's not going to leave her grandkids.
So she might be a part-time Iowa resident, and you might have to keep a home in Maryland as well.
You might be right on that. You might have hit that right on the nail. So anyway, so I basically got into this game of whitetails. Okay. And it just it's my passion. Ate up with it. Was killing some good deer in Maryland. Really started getting into the archery thing. And I couldn't get out of the 150s in Maryland.
Yeah.
Okay. And matured. I mean, I could get some mature deer, but
Bob sends pictures. There's good deer in Maryland.
Yeah, there's some good deer in Maryland. We've killed some 160s and 170s, but it's just not the quality that you have out here in the Midwest.
Right. What's the what's the terrain like in Maryland?
Oh, it's urban-y. I mean, they're hunting urban.
It's tiny too. I mean, Maryland.
There's different terrain. I mean, you got some steep stuff, rolling hills. But they've taken so much agriculture out. Where I live at, there's some agriculture. Where me and my buddy Joe live at, there's still some agriculture.
Like corn, beans?
Yeah.
Corn and beans and stuff like that, yeah. But we basically hunt suburban deer.
Yeah.
Little pockets, little flood zones.
Yeah.
Where we can gain permission or people own a couple acres. You know what I mean? So, that's where I basically cut my teeth in.
Yeah.
With hunting, mature whitetails, and then I just started, getting into it and the management part of it, and knowing what I'm looking at, and starting to get into the scoring of whitetails, and then the whole game changes.
Yeah.
When you start putting expectations on the kind of animal you want to hunt.
Yeah.
Gets to be a challenge then.
So is Joel the only outfitter you've ever?
No. So basically, like I told you, I couldn't get into the 150s for the score, and I want to kill 150-inch deer or bigger.
Yep.
That's my goal. So all of us watch the TV shows, the whitetail TV shows.
I think you went to did you go to Kansas?
Well,
someplace before Sean? Someplace before Sean.
So the bow mechanic that I was using, he was Matthews. He had a pro shop, and he had he said, "Man, I got a couple tags." This is back when you could buy them from the farmer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just
landowner tags.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I said, "Man, I want to hunt Kansas." So I bought a tag from him, went out there and started hunting Kansas.
And it was Russell as well, wasn't it?
Yes. Well,
Isn't that crazy?
This is the funny story about it. So then, I was watching them TV shows, and I seen Stan Potts hunting with you out here. I'm like watching this, and I'm like, Ohio had my interest.
Yep.
The Midwest, that's
hell
where
of a
I wanted
lot closer
to go.
than driving clear the heck out there too.
Yeah. So I said, I've always wanted to try that Ohio, and then I seen Stan Potts, and then at the end of it, it had your number, and I said,
and you just called me.
I said, I'm gonna give this guy a call, and I said, hey Joel, this is where I'm at. I said, I want to try Ohio. He's like, well, I only got a couple of spots. If you want to come, you better. I said, look, I'll give you 3 years. I'll hunt with you. At least show me some good deer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I know I'm seeing them, I know they can be killed, but still hunting.
Right.
And I come out here, and that was probably the best decision I made.
Yeah.
Is to hook up with Joel Snow, and then he introduced.
He brings crab cakes every year.
Yeah, from Maryland. Yeah, the blue crab.
Like real crab cakes.
Real.
Oh yeah, they're from GNM. Yeah.
The best story though is Bob says when I started coming here, whatever year it was, they were $10 crab cakes. Now they're like
50.
What are they a piece now?
Like 50.
$50 for a crab cake.
30.
There's some. Last year they were 25, so I think they're probably $30 a piece now or something.
They're up there.
So what year's your first year with Joel?
What year was that? I can't even remember. It's been 10, at least 10.
10 plus.
10 plus.
I would guess 12. 10 to 12 years.
And the reason I keep coming back is because the knowledge that Joel has with whitetails, and I'm always trying to get the edge, man, on whitetail. Mature whitetails, and this guy right here has a lot of knowledge. And then I think we were just sitting around one day and talking. And he's like, "Yeah, I've been out in Kansas hunting." I says, "What part of Kansas you hunt?" He says, "Russell." I said, "You're kidding me." And I had been hunting there.
Okay.
So it was like, man, that's a small world. So then he introduced me to Mark Wimpy
and Sean
Evans, and so it's been good, and I've learned a lot from all them guys, and it's been some good hunting, and I'm not getting no younger.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to stay right here where I'm at with Joel and continue to try to learn more about whitetail.
Yep.
You can still learn at your age, Bob?
I'm still open-minded a little bit.
I'm still open-minded a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, I got my ways. I try to, keep my mouth shut and listen more.
Yeah.
Hey,
I just do.
Regardless, it's just, it's the start of the season, and it's, I mean, it's.
Well, I've hunted during the rut here too.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's what I was gonna ask. What's your mix been here? Is it mostly opener and some rut, or
no? I started out with end of October.
Yep, end of October.
Going into November.
Yep.
And then I'm getting older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's getting colder out there.
Yeah.
The old man don't like that cold too much, but
And it's fun to go after a particular target.
Yeah.
Which
I'd
is
rather
this
do
time
that.
of year.
I'd rather, him find a target deer and we try to hunt it and kill it.
Yep.
More than likely, if he shows it to me and it's in my kill zone, I'm going to kill it.
Right.
Still bow hunting.
Or when does the Maryland season open?
That starts I think the 8th of September.
Okay. So
It used to be faithfully on the 15th, but now they pushed it.
Gotcha. So your son, Corey, is his name?
Grandson.
Okay. So you hunt and your son hunts and your grandson?
My son don't hunt.
Your son doesn't
Thank
hunt?
God he don't.
Yeah.
He can
Somebody's got to do the work.
Run the business, yeah.
So he's into motorcycles and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So he, custom builds motorcycles. He's been very successful with that. And, he goes on his little motorcycle shows and all that. And then in the wintertime, I can go and do my thing.
Little flip-flop.
Yeah.
So Corey, you said you knew Corey, the grandson?
Yep.
So Corey, he started hunting with me. I took him under my wing at an early age. He was killing turkeys off my lap at six years old. I think he killed his first mature whitetail in Iowa on a youth hunt. I think it was like in the 60s deer.
Yep.
And he's got a trophy room. Most adult men our age would give their right arm.
How old is he?
He's 25.
25. Now,
he's been all over the country killing. He's got.
You went to Kansas with him.
Yeah, he killed a booner and.
Yep.
Full velvet.
That was like an early youth season thing or something like that?
That was his last youth hunt.
His last youth hunt.
And he killed that 173 in velvet.
Yep.
Wow. 105 degrees.
Wow.
It was hot. He's like, Bob, there's this big 8-pointer over there in this. Because it was so hot, they were going to the water. They weren't coming to no feed.
Yeah.
And this big 8-pointer stuck its head in the water. I've never seen a deer do that. And it stuck its head down in the water. It was so hot. I was like, hey, Corey, check this out. This deer, I think he's going to drown. He had his head down in there, up past his eyes. And when he finally came up, and his tongue was hanging out. Like a dead deer. I was like, man, I've never seen nothing like that.
He just must have been like heat exhaustion.
Oh, he must have been, because I'm sitting there in I done took my hunting clothes, my pants, and I'm sitting there in my briefs, you know what I mean? Dripping. So, and
are you in a blind?
No, we're in a double set lock on.
Oh, at least, yeah, because
down on the Zimmerman.
You couldn't stand being in a blind.
Oh, no, you couldn't have did that, no. Joel. No. So
Bob's up in there in his 50s.
With my wife beater on. I'm true story. And Corey, remember I took Corey up here and I told him to shoot that deer and it was the wrong one.
That's right.
And he was pissed. You remember?
He was pissed. Yes.
He was very upset. He said, "Bob told me to shoot that. That was the 8-pointer. I didn't want that deer." He said, so on this hunt, he's like, "That gun staying right there. Don't you even think about touching it. I'm going after one deer, and if I don't see that deer, I ain't shooting nothing." And that's the kind of hunter he is.
Yeah, that's good. It's great.
And he's really into filming.
Yep.
Solo hunter.
Yeah, like a solo
YouTube.
cam.
Have you seen it?
So
that's the name of his.
Solo hunter.
Solo hunter.
Solo hunter. Okay.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Check some of them hunts out that he's.
We'll have to look that. We'll put that solo hunter.
I'm not saying it because he's my grandson. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, I'd love to see that solo hunter.
It's pretty impressive what that young man's done with his hunting career, and he also, now that he graduated college. He also is an MMA fighter. He got his first national title, I guess, about 3 months ago.
No kidding.
Yeah. What's Corey's last name?
McGowan. Corey McGowan. Yeah. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's my heart. That's I tell Joe and these other guys, I love watching him kill deer.
Yeah.
I could care less if I killed it. I've killed so many whitetails. It's
right.
So has a female entered his world yet, or
a couple of them have, but they also left just like a big deer.
Okay.
So
that's what I told Corey. I said, "You got to treat them like them big deer.
Yeah.
They come and they go."
Yeah.
You stick them and they leave. Might want to add that. Sorry about that.
No, I love that. That's fantastic. So, have you done any hunting in Maryland yet this year?
Yeah, I ain't got my phone on me.
Oh, that's right. Corey did. Corey killed one already.
Corey killed one.
Yeah, good. Yep. All velvet. He was hunting this one deer, and this one just showed up.
Okay.
And I don't know how much footage. He's getting ready to come out
with some footage.
Oh yeah.
Big one.
Right there around 150.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
that's awesome.
Velvet. For that area, because you can only kill what the land produces.
Right.
And you kill deer like that back home.
Yeah.
You're on top though.
But the guy that Bob brought with him, a friend and a neighbor, and in talking, this young man kind of sounds like Bob. He's been with Bob since he was about 13 or so.
Yeah, 13,
he said.
14.
But
definitely a good, mature, solid bow hunter. But he's a killer.
But he killed the first day of the season, I think, or whatever. But he's all the videos he showed me. There's here comes their boy walking the dog down the driveway. Here comes a UPS truck. Here comes an Amazon Prime truck.
So he's like right off the driveway.
And then the owner comes in there and says, "Hey Joe, have you killed him yet?"
Yes. The person comes up behind him and he says, "I think I heard somebody calling my name." And he says, "No, I didn't." And then he heard Joe, and he's like, "Did you get him yet?"
He's right back there.
Joe's texting me saying, "Hey, all this stuff that's going on." I said, "Joe, just stay there. Just stay there. That deer's going to show up. Watch."
Yeah. Did he end up? He ended up killing him.
Yeah.
140 some inch 8.
That's awesome.
5-year-old.
140 something inch 8.
That's a good deer.
That's a great deer.
Yep.
That's a fantastic.
It's a great deer.
Yeah. Wow. And full velvet.
No, his wasn't a full velvet.
He rubbed out, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's
Joel, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I don't think you've done much. You haven't had much opportunity at a velvet. Have you ever killed a velvet deer?
So the one year that I killed all those deer, that pretty much last year that I hunted.
Yep.
The one in Kentucky was velvet the day before I hunted, and then when I hunted him, he was rubbed out.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that day.
I don't know how many whitetails I've killed. I know I got 60 on the wall at least. I've never killed a velvet deer.
Never killed a velvet
I
deer.
don't really care for them too much in velvet. I like that bone.
Yeah.
But
tell them where you hunted this morning. The picture we had overnight.
Yeah.
There was a deer
in velvet.
I'm pretty positive he's still full velvet.
You're kidding.
Like 140, 150 inch 9-pointer. Still in velvet.
Kidding.
So that deer that Corey killed in Kansas and the one he just killed.
Yep.
They're pretty deer. I mean, with that velvet, especially that one that he killed in Kansas, that's a beautiful mount, man. That's a very impressive.
I think
it's 173 inch deer, but
they have to like do something special and like I know they. I was at Rick's and he had some Kentucky ones and they were in the freezer.
Yeah,
were they?
And
they got to do something to preserve because there's blood.
I think they got
there is.
Freeze dry them, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
so that's what Corey had to do with his deer.
Yeah,
he called the taxidermist.
And then some
taxidermist told him no.
Some people even strip them and then do spray on stuff or something.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I want the real velvet. If I kill a velvet deer,
with you. I'm the same way.
Yeah, Joel, you took me to Kentucky. You were trying to kill a velvet deer in Kentucky. I never even hunted with you because the set was never right.
Yes,
I just
that's
spent my time in the lodge.
I would love to kill one with like some didn't get tore off. And
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple that I've shot around their brows.
Still have a little bit here and there.
It was real gnarly and it was still
because you've had several September kills, haven't you, in Maryland?
Yeah, and killed a couple here early. But
yes. Now another question: did you go through a stretch of like earn a buck in Maryland, where you had to
like kill a doe?
Where you had to kill a doe first?
Well, I think at one point during that like the changes of the rules and all that regulations. You could kill a buck, and then you had to kill 2 does to kill another buck.
So it was never you couldn't shoot a buck if you walked by first day.
No, you could kill your first buck, but to earn your second buck tag, you had to kill 2 does. And basically, I mean, there's ways around that. I mean, you can call in.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've literally discussed.
So are yours just call in a doe, or were they physically? Oh,
no, you just got to call in.
They're people cheating that system.
Yeah, absolutely. But
you got like a weekend at Bernie's doe that everybody's passing around or something,
taking the picture.
Yeah,
right.
Everybody come through the line.
And then I think it's a $5 extra buck tag.
Wow.
So was there, how long did this, because we've discussed that here, and the biggest thing has been the weekend at Bernie's, everybody using the same doe. Was there any success that Maryland went away from that because there just wasn't success?
Yeah, why did they stop that?
I don't know how many deer you're allowed to kill in Maryland now. I think it's up to like $3. I think you're allowed to kill one or two in archery.
Joe said 1 per weapon.
Yeah, exactly. One.
So one archery, 1 shotgun, and 1 muzzleloader,
or rifle,
or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yes, one with each weapon.
I'm guessing because of the size of Maryland, it's very competitive on getting hunting ground in Maryland. To get someone to allow you.
Like if you go down on the eastern shore of Western Maryland, if you go to Western Maryland, you get the mountains.
Yeah.
Down on the eastern shore, it's all farmland.
Okay.
Farmland.
Okay, so it's just like here. That's what Joe was saying.
Yeah.
Don't this remind you of the Eastern Shore, yesterday? And and the bigger deer on the Western Maryland, Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
You got better genetics.
Right.
Up in the mountains, if you kill a 130-inch deer,
you're stoked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You get down on the shore, you can kill them up to 200.
Really? Door knocking, people say yes, or do you have to lease, or, is it pretty?
Well, it depends where you're hunting. Like where we hunt at, it's like door knocking, and, it's like.
Little 5 acres here or 6 acres here.
Or people
get back up to maybe a park or a flood zone or.
Yeah. Are people apt to say yes, or do they usually say?
Well, it all depends on how you present yourself.
Yeah.
But and I know some people are just dead against it. And then you got people that are, if you present yourself right, they're going to say, we'll give you a try here.
Hey, you have to be able to use it kind of sure looks like that asphalt drive could use a resealing or something.
Absolutely. I've done all that.
That's a good, I like that.
Or, you need some help around here. We're contractors, we can.
We've talked, like I know Hatchet's good place he's been hunting is from pouring concrete for the guy.
Yeah, now he's got, 3 or 4,000 acres in Iowa to hunt.
From that same person?
This guy down on Eastern Shore that he poured this big slab for, he owns, I don't know how many acres, 4 farms right there where we live.
Just like big farm ground stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking about in Iowa.
Right.
And he sells 75% of the sand to the concrete company that we use, Schuster's Concrete Company. And this guy, him and Matthew's got it.
Wow.
So yeah, Matthew and Mark have gotten a few good hunting spots over, doing work for people, and me and Joe too.
We've talked about that.
And that's how you get in sometimes.
Yep.
So real quick, Chris, can you give me a warning at 3 o'clock? I don't know what time it is. Oh, you got to watch
2:54.
2:54. Okay. So, Bob, on. Nobody retired. Not many people retire to Iowa. I'm assuming you retired to Iowa and become a resident of Iowa to.
I've been a resident of Iowa for 15 years.
Oh, you have. Oh, okay.
I'm like half there, half the year.
Oh, okay.
Summertime, I go out there and help Josh with the business. In
okay. So, how many days do you have to live in Iowa?
Well, when we first did it, it was you had to be there 30 days consecutively.
Okay.
You had to have a
mailing address, your taxes done there.
Taxes, exactly, Joel. Yep, bank account, doctor.
Yeah.
And, I did everything the DNR asked for me to do.
So
plus, I knew a couple of DNR officers that already, they
make sure you're doing it the right way.
Yeah, and basically that's where I want to retire.
Sure. And you guys own a farm out there?
I own farms out there, and I own a house. I got a nice house out there. Yeah. And right in town in Cantrell, Iowa. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the bag limit on does and bucks out in Iowa right there?
You're allowed 1 buck archery, 1 buck with you get a landowner tag too. Okay, so you can basically $3.
But you have to own the piece of land
Yes,
that you
you
kill
do.
that deer on.
So
Yes.
so a guy that goes out there that doesn't own a piece of land and he's just
He could party hunt with me on my property.
okay.
If he went down there and bought a tag and he sat with me on my farm, he could shoot a buck and
just
party hunt.
just
Now, I don't
one?
know if they
I
changed that
kind of
this
thought
year.
they were doing away with the party hunting
I
thing,
think
is
you're
what
right,
I
Joe.
heard.
Yeah, I think they did that
I heard.
last year. Did away with the party hunting.
Yeah, I heard that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you know, I will, and
And he's had lots of EHD deaths out there. in
oh
Iowa,
yeah,
too.
yeah, that disease part of it really hit our area.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, when I first went out there, it was like off the hook. I mean, it was like, whoa, you know, this is where
Yeah,
I definitely need to be.
Bob went to
know.
whitetail. He's in heaven.
Yeah. I mean, you sit there all day long, and bucks would walk by you all day, and then this disease.
Yeah.
Man, like 5 years ago, it really hit us pretty much, but then it hit us again last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You were sending me pictures of your neighbor in a pond.
my neighbor had what,
yeah.
like 20 of them laying there?
Yeah.
So what is it, of all the states that it sounds like you've hunted Kansas, Iowa, Ohio, Maryland,
Missouri?
Missouri, and then anywhere else?
Do you go to Canada? Have you hunted Canada?
No.
Is Iowa
Not
interest.
whitetail.
Yeah.
No.
is Iowa the cream of the crop for you?
I can't really say that at this point.
Not at this point, but like when you
Kansas is a fun state too, isn't it? Yeah, Kansas is a fun state.
I know I can kill a giant here. I know I can kill a giant and definitely in Kansas
yeah
and in Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's hunting.
Yeah.
It's being in the right zip
Right.
code and the right
yeah
farm at the right time. I mean, it's archery hunting.
yeah
So
You might be out there hunting. You might be in Kansas, Ohio, or wherever.
Yeah.
But if he ain't in your kill zone,
here's a good Bob story, and we'll pop the deer that he killed up on the screen and everything. But so
Oh, Lord.
yeah, Bob was hunting a like a 200. It was probably 2 teens or 220s or something like that, and Bob was setting.
well, hold on.
he didn't get
Hold on.
he didn't even
Hold
get
on.
the story started.
Hold on. I'm on my way to Iowa to go to Kansas to hunt with Sean.
Because
he
at the
located a
time,
big
I may
deer.
not even really. I think my opener camp was over, and I don't think I had anybody the whole rest of the.
So I'm riding through, and let me call Joel, see what he's doing. He says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm headed to Iowa." He says, "I got a 200-inch deer. You want to kill it?" I'm like, "What?" I said, "Wait a minute here." I said, "All the people you know in this industry, why are you asking me?"
Yeah.
That just had I was just like floored with that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I was like, why is this guy asking me?
That should have just been me.
Right. You're right.
No, it's because
So,
Joel.
go ahead, now finish your story.
Well,
I forgot that part.
I think it's because of loyalty and friendship and
Absolutely.
Joel's wants his customers
Well,
and success, right? I mean, don't you think?
That's it. But then he said, I know if I put it in front of you, you're going
Yeah,
to
You're gonna kill it.
Bob's a killer.
Bob's a killer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
give us the story.
This deer was, and this wasn't like something where you keep track of a deer. He just like showed up. It wasn't like I grew, it was just a little place and he just popped up. That's where he spent the whole summer. And I think he was a deer that I may have known from a farm a couple miles away, and he just kind of went from 150 to 220, just like boom, blew up. And Bob was, and so I'm sitting there. I have pulled on the farm, and I'm like waiting for I don't just roll in there to pick them up. I wait for them to say, okay, and I'm sitting there, and my phone rings, and it says Bob. And I'm like, oh shit. Bob, he would just text me to come. If Bob called, something was going down. And Bob's on the phone, and he goes, hey, Joel, I fucked up, buddy. I fucked up. I went,
Hold on.
I went, oh no, he just wounded that big son of a bitch. And he said, no, I think I shot the wrong deer. I made a good shot, but I think I shot the wrong deer.
No, I knew I shot the wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a good mistake. I mean, it was probably a 160 deer. Probably a 160 deer.
And that's the deer. That's kind of deer I come to kill.
Right.
And I'm like, man, this deer came right in here. But before that, I called my wife, and I said, Sharon, I got the hardest phone call in the world to make.
Yeah, this man put me on a 200-inch deer.
And she don't know that much about it. She says, well, you got to just call him and tell him. And I'm like, God damn, man, this is going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for me to call this guy and tell him I shot the wrong deer. And I just said, hey, Joel, I shot the wrong deer. And it's not a bad deer. It's a good one.
Yeah.
But it ain't the deer you wanted me to kill.
Yeah. I mean, that's all good, though,
I mean,
right?
it was, you know.
Yeah, I smoked it.
It was last light, and Bob just saw, you know, a big.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm killing this sucker. That kind of deer.
Right.
On a week hunt,
so
he gives me time. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
I want time.
A little bit of flexibility, right?
Yeah, that way I can, you know, I want to mature.
So the deer above you, can you give us the story on that deer?
All right, so that's... So there was like 3 bucks. They were all hanging together, and this was the targeted buck.
Okay. This was the one Joel sent you in after.
This was Tim. This was Tim's direction.
Okay.
And it was like I just
the farm where you used to have markers. I already killed one deer over there.
I distinctly remember moving the blind.
Yes. So I had seen the deer, and I said, man, we got to move this blind. Just like on the first deer I killed over there, we had to do the same thing. I was hunting and I seen it, and we moved it and we killed it.
Because just a scrubby ass gnarly farm with not a lot of trees, you know.
And they had a little couple trees, and they threw that blind up there, and them deer came out there and started feeding, and he gave me a shot, and I smoked them.
I mean, gave you a shot, I smoked him.
Yeah, I mean, he took off across that field, and I think it rained all that night.
We let him go till morning. Did we let him go till morning?
And he just made it right inside the timber.
He was right inside the timber.
Yeah.
So how big was? There's a big. It looks like a big broken inside.
There is.
I mean,
I don't know. I asked him.
He did ask that. I'm sure we got pictures. Or
I would like to see what that other piece looked like on the other side.
Because it looks like
he's not wide, but he's got a ton of tines.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a real impressive frame.
Yeah,
but he's a mature. I mean, he's a good deer.
That's a great deer.
Good deer.
That's a great deer.
Yeah.
So. And we'll pop up some of the deer that Bob has killed there. He killed a very nice deer last year.
So
that was a good deer.
Yeah, it was. I liked the big wide 8-pointer. Remember that big heavy 8? Yeah.
So it sounds like you're almost right at 50% as well coming here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably about 50, 60.
Yeah. 60%.
And I mean, where do you get them kind of?
No, you don't get those kind of numbers. I mean, I think most outfitters are
so that's why
stoked about 25 to 30% is what most outfitters probably 1 out of every 3.
Yeah, but even if I don't kill, I at least see them.
Yeah, you're seeing big deer.
Yeah,
and you're probably getting shots at deer that you just you're passing on at the same time.
Well, now I
too.
know some of the farms, and I know what's there, and I just enjoy coming here. This is like my favorite hunt to start the year off with. You know, I really look forward to coming here because I feel like.
I mean, I only have them for the crab cakes. That's the only reason. I'm going back. Yeah.
Then I gotta go.
Yeah. Well, see ya.
But you know, I come here and. It's just everybody's real, cool, man.
Yeah,
and the best thing is I get to hear, hey Joe, get Bob a shot, get Bob a shot. That's the classic is get Bob a shot.
Give me a shot. I think I can get it done for you.
Yeah,
he knows that. He knows he puts them in front of me. I'm gonna.
So did anybody ever take that big buck? Did that big buck in there?
No, that disappeared after that, didn't it?
Yep.
Never seen it again.
Nope. Never seen him
again.
Did
you even see it?
Never heard of anybody. I mean.
And me and Joel's also been on some elk hunts.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. Which elk? Is it one of the
private land?
Is it one of the elks down?
No, that was on public land, wasn't it?
That was all public land. Unit 10, New Mexico. Yeah. Is that where the Skankarellas with us as well?
Well,
Oh yeah.
They stayed for one night.
Yes, the Skankarellas. They had all of this stuff shipped in. They had these big cots and beds and
blow up mattresses.
And then one night they went in. Hey, we're going to run in and get some chew and do this or that. And they ran into town to get some coffee and some chew. And they came back and they said, "Dude, that's only like 35 minutes away, and there's a freaking hotel,
not a casino."
Oh yeah, and the casino. Yeah. So that they never stayed in the tent
They
again.
never come back.
They said, "You guys can have all that stuff. What time you guys want us to bring some coffee and donuts?"
Yeah. So they just showed up every morning with coffee and donuts.
That was funny.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, and we're out there shitting in a bucket and
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
And
Washing, in a homemade shower.
Is that one of the elks down in the lodge?
I don't think we killed. We did not kill.
I think you killed one the year before that.
I killed the year before that. Yes.
And Wimpy couldn't get that shot off on that big elk.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
Sounds like a great hunt, great camp.
It was fun.
It was good. It was good.
It was good.
Heard
you guys didn't go to the casino and the hotel?
No, we didn't.
That was the start of Bob knowing he needed a knee replacement.
Yeah.
Like you struggled.
Now I got both done.
You were hurting at the end of that week. That week up there.
I did a lot of catching, like 14 years playing ball, catching, and I just wore my knees out, and I got knee replacements.
The mountains will let you know if you got a problem.
That uneven ground. That uneven ground will.
Know if you got a problem.
Yeah.
And ever since I had that done, I'm good now. I can go a little bit, but now that Father Time's like tapping Bob on the back.
Don't let the old man in, Bob.
No.
Don't let the old man in. Yeah.
And now it's like low light, difficult to.
Yeah.
But you got to know I ain't taking no marginal shot.
Stan was here during those years of the glasses.
I was just watching a video of him.
Because whether you look through the peep with glasses or take, it's kind of that sucks. Let me tell you.
Well, the low light. I mean, I can still shoot real good, but when that light starts getting low, I
Yeah, Joel's pulling the truck into Bob so we don't have no accidents.
There we go.
Yeah, I know. I ain't trying to get hurt or wound a deer.
Right.
I just ain't trying. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not meaning an accident by Bob falling. I'm meaning an accident Bob shooting a 3-year-old or something. That's what I mean by accident.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think it's
about time for everybody to be getting ready. So
going out and hopefully going to have some good luck. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we just started the hunt, so I haven't seen a deer yet. Joe seen some pretty good ones last night.
Yes. Yep.
A little bit too far away, but
good. That's fantastic.
More will be revealed.
Yeah, we're only on day. This is hunt night 2.
Night 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
So fantastic. All right. Well, Bob, thank you so much.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, because I think you guys got to get ready and get going.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
First time I ever did a broadcast. Buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
I love talking about whitetails.
Hey, I'm glad we popped your cherry. There we go. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.